Do your eyes feel heavier at night, even when you didn't do much all day? Does your vision blur when you look away from your phone even for a second? Do you find yourself increasing font size, adjusting brightness, and still squinting? If yes, it's not just old age. It's how your eyes are being damaged by light, specifically from your phone after sunset. And the worst part? It happens slowly. It happens silently. And most people don't even realize they're blinding themselves with their own routine. Let me explain exactly how it works. When the sun sets, your body begins producing melatonin, a hormone that tells your brain to calm down and prepare for recovery. But the light from phone screens, especially in dark rooms, shuts that process down completely. Phone light is mostly blue light, and blue light tells your brain it's morning. Stay alert. So your brain cancels melatonin and keeps your body in a wakeful, stressed state. Now here's the key issue. That same blue light doesn't just hit your brain, it hits your retina. It enters your eye and goes straight to the macula, the area responsible for sharp center vision. And when that blue light hits the macula after sunset, your eye cells are more vulnerable because they're not prepared for daylight. They're expecting darkness. Instead, you give them artificial brightness just inches from your face. This mismatch creates oxidative stress in your retina. It begins damaging photoreceptors, the cells that help you see fine details, contrast, and edges. Now think about your daily routine. You use your phone after dinner. Maybe to scroll news, maybe to reply to messages, maybe just to relax. But your hand holds the screen just 12 to 18 inches from your eye. This short distance multiplies the intensity of the light by nearly 3 times compared to a TV or ceiling light. Now combine that with a dark room. What happens? Your pupils expand because your brain believes it's nighttime, but you're shining a concentrated beam of blue light right into your dilated pupils. That's like forcing sunlight through a funnel directly into your retina. Over time, this leads to a condition called age-related macular degeneration, AMD. It's one of the top reasons seniors lose central vision, even when their outer eye is healthy, even when their glasses are correct, even when they see fine in daylight. It doesn't matter, because the damage is at the back of the eye. And once the macula thins or scars, there is no natural reverse. That's why elders begin missing words on the page, struggling to read white text on dark screens, losing sharpness in the middle of their vision, and seeing black or gray spots while looking straight ahead. It doesn't happen all at once. It's slow, it's progressive, and it's triggered mostly by artificial light at night. Now here's what no one tells you. Your eye lenses naturally yellow with age. That's normal, but it means you're absorbing less blue light during the day, and more of it at night when your eyes are least prepared. That's why seniors have a harder time adjusting to glare, why bright lights hurt more, why reading from white screens feels harsher than it used to. Your lens is filtering light incorrectly, not because you did anything wrong, but because you're not compensating with the right habit. And here's the worst habit of all: using your phone in bed. This does 2 things. First, you shine direct light into your face at a steep angle, meaning the full beam hits your macula. Second, you blink less while lying down, especially when focused on one object. Reduced blinking dries the eye, and dry eyes mean reduced nutrient flow, reduced tear protection, and increased inflammation inside the eye cavity. Now add this up: dilated pupils, blue light flooding the retina, dry eye strain, no melatonin, and no break in usage. That's not a small risk. That's a recipe for permanent eye damage, especially after 60 when recovery slows, and most people don't fix it until it's too late. They wait until they need a brighter lamp. They wait until print looks faded. They wait until colors seem dull or washed out. But these aren't printing problems. These are retinal stress signals. Now let's shift into real prevention. Here's what you change starting tonight. First, after sunset, limit phone use to under 15 minutes per hour. No long scrolling. No videos in bed. No browsing with lights off. Second, always use a blue light filter or night mode. Most phones have this built in. Turn it on and set it to stay on after 6 p.m. That one change reduces retina stress by up to 47% in seniors. Third, if you must check your phone in a dark room, do it at arm's length, not close to your face, not under the blanket, not with brightness at 100%. Your goal is to keep screen exposure low and distant. Next, your room lighting. Use warm LED bulbs, not white or daylight tone. Position lamps to the side, not overhead or behind your screen. And never keep your face as the brightest object in the room. If the room is pitch black and your screen is the only light source, your eyes will be forced to adjust to extreme contrast. That creates immediate stress and long-term breakdown. Finally, your bedtime. After 8 p.m., start reducing screen time to 0. That's when melatonin needs to rise, and any blue light, even for 5 minutes, can delay its production by hours. That affects not just your eyes, but your heart, hormones, sleep quality, blood sugar, and recovery. So yes, your phone is useful, but it has limits, and those limits become critical after 65 when your eyes are less adaptive and more vulnerable. Respect the timing, protect your vision, and give your eyes the darkness they deserve. You already know the damage starts with light. But the real problem is accumulation. What makes late-night phone use harmful isn't 1 day or 1 hour. It's the habit of giving your eyes zero recovery every night. Every time you skip the light filter, every time you stare at the screen lying down, every time you scroll longer than 20 minutes after sunset, you're training your eyes to stay in a state of tension. And over time, that tension wears down the cells that control focus, contrast, and clarity. Let's go deeper. There's a muscle inside your eye called the ciliary muscle. This muscle controls the shape of your lens, which determines how clearly you see objects at different distances. When you stare at a screen, especially up close, the ciliary muscle stays contracted. The longer it stays contracted, the more it strains, the more it fatigues, and eventually it starts to lose its flexibility. That's why older adults often feel like their focus is stuck. You look up from the phone and everything's blurry. You blink twice, 3 times, and your vision still takes 10 to 15 seconds to return to normal. That's not a lazy eye. That's a tight muscle that's being overused without relief. And here's where it gets serious. When that muscle stays tight, blood flow to the retina decreases, oxygen drops, nutrient delivery slows, and now your entire inner eye starts to operate in a low-energy mode. This is when your night vision goes bad. This is when halos appear around lights. This is when colors begin to dull and the world looks slightly flat. Not because your eyes are broken, but because the system isn't resetting. Now let's add another overlooked piece: dryness. Dry eye isn't just about how many tears you produce. It's about how well those tears coat the surface. Blinking spreads a layer of liquid over your eye. But when you stare at your phone, your blink rate drops by nearly 50%. That means the moisture on your eye evaporates faster than it can be replaced. The tear film becomes unstable. The eye surface becomes rough and unprotected. And with every extra second of screen time, you're adding micro scratches to the outer layer. These tiny scratches may not hurt, but they refract light incorrectly. They reduce sharpness, and they increase sensitivity to glare. That's why many elders feel pain from car headlights, even if their glasses are clean. It's not the lens, it's the dry, inflamed surface behind it. And what triggers this cycle? Prolonged screen use without breaks, especially late at night, especially in the dark, especially without blinking. Now think long term. You do this for a month, your eyes recover between sessions. You do it for a year, your baseline clarity starts to fade. You do it for 3 to 5 years, and now you've changed your eye physiology so deeply that vision correction alone is no longer enough. So now let's talk prevention. Not filters or apps, but your personal system of protecting your eye health. You start with time. You reduce total screen time after 8 p.m. to no more than 30 minutes. Not in one stretch, split into 2 15-minute windows with breaks in between. Then distance. You hold your phone at arm's length, not up close. You don't lean in, you don't scroll in bed, you don't squint in a dark corner. Next, breaks. Every 5 minutes, look away for 20 seconds at something across the room. This relaxes the ciliary muscle and resets your focusing system. Then position. Your screen should be just below eye level, not above, not to the side. This reduces strain on your neck and helps your eyes stay aligned. And always keep a lamp on behind your phone or tablet, so your eyes don't have to jump between complete darkness and sudden brightness. This one change reduces retinal strain by 38% according to controlled trials in senior participants. And finally, blink. You must practice intentional blinking while using a screen. Every 3 to 4 lines of text, blink twice. Every time you pause a video, blink. Every time you switch apps, blink again. These habits restore your tear film and protect your corneal nerves. And that's important, because the cornea has more nerve endings than almost any part of your body. When it's damaged, you feel burning, stinging, grittiness, random tearing, light sensitivity, and eventually permanent discomfort, all of which are avoidable if you just blink. Now let's close this section with the truth no one mentions. Your eyesight isn't just about your eyes, it's connected to your brain. Every signal your retina sends must be interpreted by your visual cortex. And when your eye health weakens, your brain has to work harder to make sense of the image. This leads to eye-brain fatigue, reduced reading stamina, headaches after short periods of concentration, and lower cognitive performance over time. So when you protect your eyes, you protect your entire perception. And when you protect your night routine, you support long-term neurological clarity. There's no pill for that. No shortcut. Only habits. You don't need to throw away your phone. You need to respect it. You need to limit its use. Control its brightness. Structure your session and stop using it in the dark. Your eyes have served you for decades. Give them the conditions they need to serve you for years to come. Let's now move into the deepest part of the issue. What happens not just to your vision, but to your entire body as your night screen use goes unchecked? Your retina is not isolated. It's part of your central nervous system. That means whatever affects your eyes affects your entire stress response. Every time you expose your eyes to direct, concentrated light after sunset, your brain delays melatonin. Your nervous system stays in alert mode. Your digestive rhythm shifts. Your blood pressure doesn't drop like it should, and your immune system designed to clean and repair you overnight slows down. This is why many elders wake tired, feel unrested even after 7 hours, get headaches in the morning, or feel bloated or mentally foggy after sleep. It's not their bed, it's not the weather. It's because the body never fully entered recovery mode the night before. And this pattern repeats every single evening you allow screens to interfere with your circadian rhythm. Now here's the more dangerous part. When your brain doesn't rest properly, your eye muscles never fully relax either. So while you may close your eyes to sleep, your ocular system remains slightly contracted, especially if you've been straining to read, scroll, or view tiny text right before bedtime. This creates micro-stiffness around the optic nerve, which can build over time into visual fatigue, reduced contrast recognition, eye strain headaches, and in some cases, increased intraocular pressure. Intraocular pressure is one of the earliest triggers of glaucoma, and glaucoma is one of the leading causes of irreversible vision loss in people over 65. The twist, it can start with nighttime habits, not just genetics. Now let's look at how this connects to your digestion. When melatonin gets delayed by screen light, your body delays release of enzymes responsible for breaking down food overnight. This leads to slower digestion, higher acid production, poor gut motility, and eventually inflammation in the intestinal lining. That inflammation doesn't just affect your stomach, it leaks into your bloodstream. Your eyes, already under pressure, now face low-grade inflammatory exposure from within. That's why some seniors feel their eyes burn or sting more after heavy meals or late-night eating combined with screen use. It's not just surface dryness, it's internal stress being reflected in the most sensitive part of your sensory system. Now let's touch your brain. When the eye sends signals late at night, under bright contrast, your visual cortex becomes overstimulated. You get into what's called high cognitive residual. That means your brain stays active longer, and even when you close your eyes, it keeps cycling image patterns. This leads to racing thoughts, vivid dreams, restless movement, increased blood flow to the brain, and poor lymphatic clearance in sleep. Your brain was supposed to clean out waste during deep sleep, but when you extend its active state with artificial stimulation, you disrupt that window, and now you're waking up foggy not because of age, but because you didn't give your brain the window to reset, and that brain stress reflects back into your vision system the next day. You feel lower focus stamina, less tolerance for bright light, more squinting outdoors, and slower pupil adjustment when moving between rooms. That's not aging. That's a closed feedback loop from repeated night exposure. Let's now talk about your next step, the practical design of a post-sunset routine. Not a theory, not a plan, but a fixed sequence of behavior designed to protect your vision for the next decade. It starts at sunset. Once the sun is down, set your device to permanent night mode, reduce brightness to below 50%. If possible, shift to black background with white or yellow text. Never use pure white pages or videos in dark mode. Then you add ambient lighting. Always turn on a side lamp, preferably with a warm bulb around 2700K temperature. This reduces light contrast from the screen and balances pupil response. Then limit sessions to 15-minute intervals. After 15 minutes, look away, stand up, stretch, roll your shoulder. Focus on something 20 feet away for at least 20 seconds. Then and only then return to your screen if necessary. Now the most important habit. After 8 p.m., try to avoid visual scrolling completely. If you need to use your phone, use it for listening, not looking. Let your eyes rest. Let your retina cool down. Let your nerves discharge tension. That's when your melatonin rises. That's when your heartbeat slows. That's when your repair cycle begins. And that's when your vision stops degrading. Too many elders assume glasses will save them, or supplements will fix it. But the real solution is behavioral. Your eyes are exposed to over 100,000 data points per day. Every blink, every shift, every refocus takes work. And late-night phone use adds to that burden when your system should be recovering. You don't need a detox. You need a schedule. That schedule should include no screen use after dinner, no screen use in bed, daily eye hydration through blinking, regular breaks during all screen activity, and full darkness during sleep. This schedule alone can restore 20 to 30% of lost vision stamina in people over 65, without surgery, without medicine, just discipline. And in a world where everything is artificial, sometimes the best cure is to let things go natural again. Let your evenings be dark. Let your brain be quiet. Let your eyes do what they're designed to do, close and recover.